I think you touched upon on something that's really important and powerful, where, there's this idea that, somebody who's gone through trauma, whether it be from childhood or adolescence, that the wounds of that are so deep that a program like yours, where maybe it's an 8-hour session or a couple sessions, how could that possibly heal someone who's had 20 years of really traumatic stuff? And in the class, when I was sitting there, I saw things click for people that, and I saw it in the moment happen. But I'm wondering, how would you address that? Not even a criticism, but that thought process of you can't deal with something so deep so quickly.
And we do validate that by saying, guys, we don't want to open up a can of worms we can't put back in. You know your messes, you know your trauma, you know what you've been through. But we encourage you to please. Have you heard the ACE? I don't know if you in the class day, the ACE score, ACE, Adverse Childhood Experience.
I did. Yeah, I remember that.
Came out several years ago, and we use it. So we identify, let them have that own aha moment and identify those trauma that they experience, and we share it in class, and we tell them keep those scores private. But we encourage you to please talk to your counselor, talk to your professional about it that you're working with. And they all are in either some type of treatment or they're working with a counselor or whatever, or the case manager. Please seek out, because if you do not address these messes that's in the house here and up here, you're going to be right back here or worse.
Got it. So it's not like intended to be the only intervention. It's not intended to be a silver bullet. It's another tool in the tool belt. Exactly.
Good. I'm glad for putting it that way, Dave, because some people say this brief, because what they coined us, and you probably saw it in some of the research, Dave, they coined us as a brief restorative justice intervention, because most restorative justice programs, because if you have the real victim and the real offender, it takes months and sometimes a year to actually do a restorative justice victim offender mediation. So we do it in 8 hours, but it's so impactful. Like you were saying, every single class, Dave, I see that aha moment. And when you can reach a person in a healthy way, where they can use the tool immediately when they walk out the door, because that's what we don't leave them hanging. Gentlemen, ladies, you know the tools now to process this your emotional hygiene, and you need to know how to go to the experts. To me, Dave, they make sometimes treatment, they make sometimes mental health, sometimes the clinical stuff, they make it sometimes too complicated. What we are known for is, again, providing them that tool to be able to validate and acknowledge the true source of what's going on, so they can guide them to this is what you need to address, so you need to work on. So yeah, that's one of the big things that we do not want to do, is cause more harm. But the components of the program, this adult brief restorative justice component now that I do, is just simple. We teach the basic principles of restorative justice and what it is. We teach the victim section, what a victim is and how they are damaged emotionally, physically, financially, long-term, short-term. Then we teach them the emotional hygiene technique, and we weed them all together at the end in the community section. And Dave, I cannot. Well, you see our post on our Facebook.
Yeah.
Some of the comments and what I get emails, or I get a little text saying, "This was the best program that I've ever taken. I dread it coming here 7:30 in the morning. I hate it, but it's the best program that I've ever taken." And Dave, I am grateful that the man upstairs allowed me to go this path and help. Yeah, over 10,000 now. This has been a real joy.
I hope you enjoyed the short segments from a recent interview I did with a good friend and colleague, Dave Nadelman. To view the rest of the interview and to learn more about the Community Justice Center, Check out our social media pages and visit us at communityjusticecenter.org.